Hello and welcome to the Call Centers Are Us video. This is, let me explain something to you, okay? About the cursing. You hear me cursing all the time. And you're going to hear a lot more of it, okay? Especially in a video like this. But let me explain something to you about my cursing. Number one, it's how I am, who I am. I don't feel natural if I'm not expressing myself the only way that I know how. To me, cursing is an art form. If you notice, it's not like I just curse like every other word. I use it for emphasis. It is my art form. It's how I add a fucking exclamation point to something. Right? So I always say, too, don't listen to how the message is being delivered. Listen to the message itself, because the message is what has value, not the messenger. That's what I want you to keep in mind. Okay? So let's talk about call centers. First, how do I know so much about call centers? Let me tell you how I know. When I started looking into Medicare, I was doing some research before I invested any money or any time into health insurance. I was a property and casualty agent. That sucked. I didn't do the research before I started it. So I said, this time I'm going to look into Medicare before I invest any time or effort into it. So that's what I did. And well, here's what I noticed. This is the only thing that matters to a fucking Wolf of Wall Streeter. That's right. I was there. I was one of the good ones, too. Just read my story. Okay, so to a stockbroker, the first thing that he sees is money. Let me tell you the secret of finding out the truth behind any industry. If you really want to find out what the fuck is going on, this is what you do. Follow the money. Number one rule. Find out who's making the most money and how they're doing it, and that will reveal the absolute truth about any industry. And also know this, that in any multi-billion-dollar industry, there are always more than enough people out there doing and saying anything they can to use you to make money so they can make another fucking payment on their goddamn fucking second house. Not everyone, but a lot of them. So, I'm looking at Medicare. I'm saying, how much do people get paid to sell a plan? Salesman, right? It was $573 a person. And then I said, what the fuck? $0 premium? This shit is free? I could sell this all day long, right? At $573, that's a lot of money. So, the next thing that I do is I find out who's making the money. So I said, okay, insurance agents. And I looked at the insurance agents. That is when everything came to an abrupt stop. The average insurance agent was making $18, $19 an hour. Wait, what? Here's another thing that bugged me. In the first year, 30% of agents are gone. In the second year, 62% of those agents have lost and quit and failed. In 5 to 7 years, 88% of those insurance agents are gone. So I said, okay, that's fucked up, because I did the math. How many Medicare beneficiaries are there? Times 573, or the renewal, half renewal. That's $20 billion. $20 billion. I said, where the fuck is the rest of the money going? Let's find out where they work. I got it all, black and white. This is not me making up shit. This is your information that you put out in your 10Qs and your 10Ks. My dog is laying down saying, holy shit, he's at it again. He came over to me before because I was just, not getting ready. I was just really angry that I had to make this video, but I'm making it because you need to know what the fuck I'm about to tell you. Gather everybody by the TV and sit them down and watch it. So, $20 billion, 143,000 health insurance agents. That's it. 143,000. And then I said, okay, so what the fuck? How is it? 90% of agents work at these companies with 10,000 people or more. The call center that I started in, we're going to get to that, had 21,000 agents at the time. I was making $20 an hour. 21,000 people on the phones calling beneficiaries. 21,000 people a day. Just at that one location. So I said, okay, so where are they working, right? And I find out that they're working at all these big companies, all these big financial companies that have all this money, set up these call centers and put people, sweatshops. They are sweatshops. Ask any call center employee, if they could, would they shut the thing down today? I have never had a single agent say no. Not a single one. Ever. Ask anyone. Why? Me, I was driven by the $20 billion in commission. Stockbroker. I'm like, fuck it, I'll figure out how to get my hands on that money. Somebody's getting that money. I want to be in on it. So I said, how do I find out what's really going on? Remember the two rules. Find out who's making the most money. Find out how they're doing it. So what did I do? I went and I got a job. I sent out one resume with one cover letter. I had one interview, and I got a job with probably one of the, not even probably, one of the largest banking, investment bank corporations in the world. Okay? This one location, and they had many more, but this one location had 21,000 agents. The letter I wrote, I told all my family and friends, can ask them, there's no way that these people are not going to give me a job. I only sent out one resume, and I needed a job. I got a call the next day. You're hired. Then when can you start? Right now. Okay. So now I started for this company and that company went out of business. Assurance, you could look it up. They went out of business. It was one of the worst technical investments that the investment bank made. It went out of business. It was fucking garbage. It was a computer software system that helped people decide what plan was. Get the fuck, and you needed an agent to use it. And wait, we're gonna get to the agent part in a fucking second, okay? In a second. So, I got the job. That was in September. Okay? It was a seasonal position, hired for 7 weeks. That's it. And I wasn't ready to sell. I couldn't get on the phone and sell until the last 5 weeks. And in those 5 weeks, I had 98 enrollments, something like that. Well over 90 enrollments in 5 weeks. Okay? All legit. All the way the job is supposed to get done. Now, I used to take an hour and a half to each person. That was unacceptable. I was taking too long. I needed to get them off the phone and get on the next call. I had a supervisor breathing down my neck, basically saying, sell, what's taking you so long? Let's go, we gotta get another call. I wanted to find out how this business really works, And that's why I went to work for them, because I knew they would tell me. And wait, this is going to get good. Okay, so after AEP, after December 7th, I got a phone call. On December 6th, I got a phone call from the manager. And he said, listen, we're letting everybody go. But don't worry, your job is safe. Okay, your job is safe. So just come into work, just clock in. We're keeping you on. And I said, okay. I came home. I told all my friends and family. I said, watch, within a year, I'll have my own team. I'll be training a whole bunch of people within a year. End of February, March, I get the call. Hey, you want to be a supervisor? You want to be a trainer? We want you to train people. My closing ratio is ridiculous. Do you want to know how good I was at my job? You want to know how good? How about this? The first 25 to 35 minutes, I was playing video games while I'm on the phone. I got the headset and I'm going through my pitch and I'm at Le Mans. All right? Every single phone call all day long, 8 hours a day. The first 25, 35 minutes of the phone call, I was playing Gran Turismo. I was playing Grid. I was playing everything. I got proof. I got pictures of it when I was doing it. Because I wanted to prove that it's not, it's about knowing your craft. It's about being able to focus. Also, I have a mind unlike most people. If you read my history and you read my books, if you read The Flaw, you'll see that I don't think like you. A very different way of thinking. Very, very different. Absolute clarity around shit. All right? So, here I am. I worked in February, March. I became a trainer. I told my friends, I said, watch, I'm going to be a supervisor, all right, in this company. Because the whole fucking point was getting in that back room to find out the truth. And I made sure that they couldn't resist. I go through the instructor program. And I learn all their ways. Okay? And they give me a team. I had something like 300 agents, okay, that I was training. And then I had a partner. We were training and we were managing 300 agents. Now, that's when the fucking problem started, because I looked at what they want me to teach them and I was like, get the fuck out of here. I ain't teaching them that shit. And I was teaching agents how to, talk to people, and I was teaching agents how to understand, and I was giving the context around the people that they were speaking to, and the importance of getting it right, and the importance of making sure that those doctors and those medications are in the plans. That's important. And fuck this money shit. Forget about that give back bullshit. That's just entrapping people. You're just fucking lying to people to get them to, and they had a fucking problem with that. Oh, no. You stick to the script. You stick to the SOP, to the Standard Operating Procedures Manual. No, don't train them that shit. That didn't sit well with me at all, but I expected it, so I was like, I'm not in the back room yet. So I played by their rules. I was so good at it that they were calling me in to help other instructors in the company. In one day, one time, I had 2 or 3 different classes that they sent me to, and the words were, we need Bobby's magic in there. Like I said, I was one of the best. I've read 2,500 books. Half of those, about a quarter of those, were on sales and building relationships. So I'm good at my job. All right? So now that they're doing that and they're sending me around and they're hearing about this instructor that gets people, that moves people and shit like that, right? Now, I get the call. Now, mind you, in less than a year, now I'm a supervisor. Hey, we want to move you up to supervisor. We think you can do more than as an instructor. Do you want it? Uh-huh. Yes, please. Can I have some more? And then I got into the back room. That's what this fucking video is about. That back room. So pay attention. KPIs and algorithms. That is what it's about. Let me tell you something, okay? They had roughly, I'm just going to use round numbers to make it simple. This company was an outside contractor hired by the company that the investment bank owned to supply agents. Not an FMO, a call center. Okay? So now, let's say, for example, that the bank says you have to have 20,000 agents on the phone at all times. Okay? That is their only goal. They don't get paid commission to enroll. They don't give a goddamn who enrolls who in what. It doesn't matter. The only thing that's important is that there's an agent on the phone for their numbers. I saw agents that didn't come to work, that failed their test, that took their exam 17 fucking times, that couldn't get through the training program, and they got through anyway. Meanwhile, I'm over here and I'm saying, are you out of your mind? What the fuck are you letting these people in here for? I didn't know it yet. I didn't know it yet. I was just dealing with the fucking garbage that they were feeding me. Alright? They were giving people that just didn't work, people that were a problem, disruptive, breaking up the classroom, throwing in their opinions that, from 30 years ago and disruptive and didn't show up, were late every day. And I couldn't get them fired. Why? We can't let them go. They are a national producer number. They are an NPN number on the books, and we have to have a minimum on there for us to get paid. Think about the implications of that. It doesn't matter if you're a crackhead, a criminal, a scumbag. It doesn't matter if you're a thief. It doesn't matter. The first question that you need to ask every goddamn person who calls you is, are you calling me from a call center? That's the first question. Yes, I am. What is your name? First, last, middle initial. What is your license number? I want to never get a call from you again. Click. Beneficiaries. When you're getting a call from a call center, beneficiaries, you're shit. You're at the bottom of the fucking totem pole. Bottom. Very bottom, in the mud. And right above you, unknowingly, are the suckers giving up $20 billion in commission for $18 an hour. More money is made of people that come into this business wanting to help people. People who become insurance agents, they see the fucking nightmare around for people and they want to do something. And they invest their money and their time and they get licensed and they get their annual AHIP and fucking certifications every year. We have to certify that we know what the fuck fraud, waste, and abuse is when you're not fucking doing anything about it. Why do I have to waste my time reading the same shit over and over again, and I file fraud cases with Medicare that never get filed because it's too much paperwork? I've got it on tape! So much for the government watching my back. Watching everybody's back. More than once. Fraud cases filed, never fucking... I followed up the next day to make sure they were being filed. Nothing. 3 other random agents at Medicare. I got it on tape. Oh, yeah, we know that age. Oh, we know that name, Michelle Lee. Yeah, she's all over the place. They're using fictitious and they're using my rep number to change my clients around. And I lose my commission for fucking months of hard work. 80, 100-hour weeks during AEP, doing it alone, handling everything. I lost 85% of my income this year because of this fucking fraud bullshit. Am I supposed to be okay with that? That's the way it is? That's the business? Well, fuck you! That's the business? I'm going to show you a different way. That's my business. When you ask what the hell is going on, oh, that's his business. That's just the way it is. For 7 years, I've watched thievery. For 7 years, I've watched abuse. Call centers were the worst. They are the worst. Okay? I don't give a fuck. And listen, I worked at a call center. And I'm a good human being. I'm not saying that everybody calling you from a call center is an animal or a thief or a scumbag. All they are people trying to put food on the fucking table. It's the cocksucking KPIs and algorithms, and any motherfucker who said that that is more important than a grandma who's broke and who now has to give up her medicine or her food because you decided to go back on your word. Unacceptable. 1,000 million billion times unfucking acceptable. What else can I tell you about call centers? They're garbage, man. It's all fucking scripted. It's all... Let me tell you something else about a call center, okay? I had an agent, and more than one. Many more than one. I was dealing with hundreds of agents, but one in particular, this motherfucker was enrolling people into health plans 50, 60 a week! Without putting their doctors, without putting their medications, using the Medicare give back as enticing. We'll give you money, we want to give you money, we want to give you money. That's who's calling you. A lot of those people are calling you. And you know something, whether somebody is if somebody is a good person at a call center and they're calling you, treat them the same. Make their life miserable, make them quit that fucking place. You're doing them a favor. Get them the fuck out of there. And let me tell you something. This is what the MEPOW Community Protection Manual is all about. It's about educating consumers on how the systems work. Because when they're educated, then they can make their own fucking decisions and not be forced and coerced and pressured and lied to and lied to and lied to and lied to. I'm okay, buddy. Never lied. Always told the truth. You want to know something? They wanted me to be doing... We had a maximum of 20 calls that we could take. That's another thing. Okay, if you take too many calls, all this other shit, they put you on pause. Okay, stop making calls for 2 hours. Meanwhile, you're getting paid. But it's just the timing of how many sales versus how many calls. That's key performance indicators, KPIs, okay? And depending on how many calls you're making, if you're not making enough sales, that's a negative. You'll lose your money. That's how the investment bank does it, to pressure the call center into keeping the numbers right. They just don't pay. You do it this way, we don't pay you. You got to have this many agents, this many calls, this many sales per call, per volume of call. That's fucked up. I saw this agent doing 50 to 60 a week. They applauded him. Wow, what an agent. I said, you gotta fire this motherfucker. What he's doing is illegal. Don't worry about him. That's what I was told. Don't worry about him. Leave him alone. That's your call center. Go ahead, pick up the phone. Talk to them. Go ahead. You don't know who the fuck you're talking to. It could be anyone. They could be just nobody. They could be one of those fucking cocksuckers that I wish I could put it all in a pile and burn them. That's how worthless they were. Not as people, because it's not their fault. They are who they are. But they shouldn't be working in a system where your health, and your bank account, and your future, and your family's future, and your home. Do you like living in your home? How would you like to give it up because some cocksucker from a call center put you in a plan and you lost all your coverage? I have United States Marines, veterans in wheelchairs that gave up their goddamn freedom to walk for me, for us. And some cocksucker from another country is going to call him and take him out of a plan that was perfect for him. And put him into a drug plan that not only did he not qualify from, stripped him of all his benefits. He could not get into a plan unless, thank God, I was able to figure something out and get him an SCP, and I got him back into the plan that he needed to be, but he still went months without being able to see his doctor. Months. So, don't be stupid. Because that's what you'll be if you don't follow the rules in the ME-POW Community Protection Manual. What that thing does is that it teaches you how to find the real people like me that love you and that care about you and your families and care about your future. Okay? I'm not the only one out here like this. There's a lot of people out here like this. It's just that there are so many more. 95% of insurance agents, 95%. Or 90% work for those companies. So it's no surprise that 90% of agents quit within 5 to 7 years because of the abuse that they're dealing with. And wait, we haven't even started talking about FMOs yet. Agents, wait until you hear what I got to tell you about fucking FMOs. There you go. Call centers are us. Remember, are you calling me from a call center? That's all you gotta remember from this video.